Hey YouTube, this is my second video of the night. I keep making it too long, so I'm just going to try to say it. This video is going to be about the side person, the side chick. Since it seems that it is such a hot topic here lately. The reason that I feel like it's a hot topic is because of shows like Being Mary Jane and Scandal. More or less Being Mary Jane and Scandal. Because Scandal is about Olivia Pope, who's played by Kerry Washington, who's in a relationship with the president. Being Mary Jane is, Mary Jane is played by Gabrielle Union, who Mary Jane is like a current events type of news broadcaster, and she has a gorgeous home. She was brought up with family having a little money. She was brought up, with the upper crust of people, if you will. And she seemingly has everything. Only thing she doesn't have is a relationship. Now, the two shows are very different, and the producers portrayed the two relationships very different. One of the particular shows with Being Mary Jane, the whole episode was about her brother telling her that she was addicted to the guy that she was with, the guy that she was having she's his side person. Now, if you want to use another word like a trendy word other than a quote unquote addicted, you could say thirsty, desperate. And that's pretty much how the producers are portraying it. And that's not, they're still showing her as being a woman who makes money and things like that. But as far as the relationship, she was really, really addicted to him. Couldn't feel, But, so the two relationships are really different. And I feel like with Being Mary Jane, it's a boldness. She actually went up to the wife and told her, well, do you know I'm sleeping with your husband? And the wife had no clue. She was shocked. And I feel like with Being Mary Jane, it's just like it's sparking so much conversation, which is great. I love having conversation. I love dialogue. I love when people get together and just have dialogue about topics in a orderly manner, a respectful manner. I don't like when people get to shouting and screaming because you're not really accomplishing nothing. But having open dialogue, I love that. But I feel like it's such a hot topic because I feel like some women, and a lot of people are feeling like some of these women are thinking that they're kind of getting disillusioned off of Being Mary Jane. Prime example, the other morning, Ricky Smiley had on his morning show, he posed a question about, being the other woman. And women actually called in and were like, yes, I'm the other woman. And, I'm the other woman, I'm proud, and da-da-da-da. Well, first of all, I feel like this is not a new topic. I feel like the idea of the other woman, the side chick, yes, we may be using those terms, this last year or so, but that's not anything new. Because we all, we know someone that has where, somebody, your grandparents have honestly been married 50, 60 years, and your grandmother has 4 kids, but your grandfather has 6 kids, and all the kids are mixed in age, which means that granddaddy got 2 kids from somebody else, or maybe one from this woman, one from another woman, or what have you. And so it may not necessarily be in your family, but everyone knows someone who's family like that. So the idea of somebody, being a side person, that's nothing new. Now, my thing is, to that person who says, oh yes, on the side, and da-da-da-da. Well, my thing is, what are you really getting? Is it that you just don't want a relationship, that you just don't want to commit a relationship? Because I know sometimes, when I was, in my early 20s, I was in college. I didn't want to be in a committed relationship. I was actually single for a number of years by choice because I just didn't want to be in a committed relationship. I wanted to focus on other things. So my question is to the person that is saying, okay, well, hey, I'm the side person. Is it that, is it that these women feel like they want the benefits of having, I guess, some form of relationship, but not having a committed relationship? I don't know. Because I feel like at the end of the day, like, even if the man does leave his wife and his girlfriend, really, what have you won? Now let me say this. I do know of instances where, the person, the man was with, a wife or a girlfriend, and they honestly met someone, and that person was honestly truly the love of their life, and they ended up leaving their wife, girlfriend, what have you, for that new person, and they live quote unquote happily ever after, because that was really, but that's rare. That's not how it, 9 times out of 10, that's not how it's going to work out. Now, while I think it's very good that we are having a discussion about the side person, side chick, I want to have a discussion just briefly about I want to say that I feel like a lot of the time, I feel like people think that men lie about being in relationships. Honestly, a lot of these men don't lie. A lot of these men are telling these women, hey, I'm married, I have a girlfriend, I got a baby mama that I live with, what have you, and this is what baggage I come with. If you want to be with me, be with me. If you don't, then don't. And there are women that choose to say, you know what, I don't care, I'm going to be with you. So I think that needs to be addressed, because not every man lie about it. Now also, my thing is, there are instances, like I said, on Being Mary Jane, where she walked up and she told the wife, I'm sleeping with your husband. And the wife was genuinely, like, shocked. You could tell, like, she was devastated. But what about the women? Because I feel like this part of the conversation is just, I haven't heard anything really about it. I feel like it's kind of being ignored. But what about the women who know that their husband or their boyfriend or what have you is cheating, and they know that there's another woman, and they just stay? Because just to give an example, I know someone who was married. She was married. She cheated on her first husband, with a guy, and she eventually left her first husband and married the second husband. And she's been married to her second husband now for years, but he cheats on her. At one point, he had moved in for a number of years with the person that he was cheating on her with, for like a year, maybe 2, and they started, him and his wife, while he was living with the mistress, him and his wife, they would still sleep together every now and then. So technically, the wife was like the side person, if you will. But, now he has left the side girl, the mistress, and he's gone back with the wife. And the wife, she has an attitude, like, she's on like social media and things like that, trying to say, just letting it be known that they're back together, to try to put it in the other girl's face. Well, my thing is, what does that say about you? That do you feel like, do some of these women, now again, I'm not saying anything against the women who are being cheated on and just honestly do not know, because, a lot of the time that women don't know, but I would say out of every 10 cases of somebody, cheating, I would say about 4 or 5 of them know. They know. If they're honestly being honest with themselves, they know that their partner, their husband, boyfriend, whatever, is cheating on them. If they just be honest with themselves. So what does that say about that person? I mean, do they in turn feel like that's the best they can do? They can't, or do they feel like, well, I've been here this long and I'm just gonna wait it out? Like, that's my thing. I mean, we really, we're having good dialogue and discussions about, the side person. But what about that person who chooses to stay? I mean, um, another example. Um, there was someone who pretty much, I know a couple of women, and this is really sad. I'm being honest. This is very sad. I know a couple of women who basically know, they were married, and they pretty much knew that their husbands were cheating on them. I mean, pretty much knew it. Knew their husbands were cheating on them, and they still stayed. And one in particular, she knew her husband was cheating on her. Both of them, they knew exactly who the other women were, but they stayed, and they tried to, and the men were not discreet about it. Neither man was discreet. So it's not like, people out in the community, in the town, didn't know that that these two women were being cheated on. I mean, what is that? Yeah, the two women that the two guys was with, they was wrong because they knew about the wives, just like the wives knew about them. So they were very wrong because, why you want somebody that's leftovers like that? So, but they, so they were really wrong. But at the same time, I can't say the wives were right because the wives knew about the other women, and they stayed. They stayed in the relationships. Actually, not even. It's sad, but I actually know of quite a few instances like that. Because, being honest, some of these, like, seriously, like on Being Mary Jane and shows like that, the men actually try to be a little bit discreet. But at the end of the day, it's a lot of times where the person who's cheating does not try to be discreet whatsoever. Goes to restaurants, goes to different clubs, goes to different things where it's known that somebody is going to see them. And I just feel like, honestly, like, if, what does that say about the relationship of those two people? Let's take the side person out of the equation for a minute. What does that really say about the relationship of a husband and wife, or a girlfriend, boyfriend, baby mama, baby daddy, whatever the relationship is? What does that say about the relationship of those two people when one party is very, like, obvious with their cheating? They don't try to sugarcoat it. They don't try to hide it. Like, what does that really say about the relationship those two people have? What kind of relationship can you truly have if, so yeah, the side person is wrong, but let's just take her out the equation, or him out the equation for a minute. Like, what kind of relationship really? Because, I mean, honestly, what kind of relationship can you have if, your husband, is known, your husband is known for sleeping with women who are 10, 15 years younger than you, in some cases 20 years younger than you. Your husband is known for stuff like that, and yet you stay all the time. So, that's just my humble opinion on the side person. I just, again, to wrap it, I just don't think it's anything new. I don't think it's something that's going to change or stop. I don't think it's right, because I feel like you can do better than being somebody, being on hold, putting your life on hold for somebody. They only available at their convenience. You can do better than that. You can have your own, but You know, and then the wives, hey, some of y'all know, some of y'all don't, but some of y'all know. And if you know and you say, what does that say about you? Thank you.